gracefully danced in the wind. The buffalo is the center of our people. My ancestors inspire me to learn more about my culture.
My culture reminds me of how things started. At the powwow, it makes me feel free about how I'm still carrying on our culture. The drum at the powwow sounds like thunder. As I see it, the buffalo are dancing. As the buffalo are dancing, it reminds me of our ancestors, how they always had peace and they killed a buffalo and left something for it as respect.
Our ancestors or family hunted buffalo to survive, even when the buffalo was almost extinct. But the natives pushed themselves to survive. But we are still here, and I can laugh with my friends and enjoy our time together.
When I go camping, I see buffalo. The buffalo makes me excited when I see them. When I sleep on the mountaintop, I dream about the buffalo, ceremonies, and the culture of our community.
My name is Jacob Turcott. I'm the Poplar Middle School English instructor. Buffalo Unity Project came about when Mr. Norgard approached me with a buffalo hunt that he wanted me to organize. Taj Chelin and I went home that night and we sat down and we discussed several different possibilities with the buffalo hunt, and the Buffalo Unity Project came from those discussions. When we approached Mr. Norgard the next morning, it was rather funny. We showed him a piece of paper with all our notes on it, and it was just a brainstorm, and he had no idea what we wanted to do. But when we explained it to him, he became very excited about our ideas.
Everybody at the count of three, tell me one feeling or one emotion. 1, 2, 3. Everybody at the count of three, tell me if you could go anywhere right now in the world, where would you go? 1, 2, 3. Oh my goodness, we'll start that one over.
So the Unity Project was basically from being offered a buffalo hunt.
You have daydreams, right? Sometimes you have daydreams in class, like what you want to do, or you see something that inspires you, right? Oh, I know you're like, yeah, I'm already there. Curious about what your daydream. I can tell that you think deep. When I first started Express to Speak, it was in 2007, and it was in Wolf Point. We taught the kids the 4 elements of hip hop, and Superman, he said, "Oh, Taj, you teach the kids to write," and so I started doing that. Creativity, that's a great one. Creativity. I really like to see students express themselves and to be able to find who they are in this life. See these different ideas on here that we're throwing out. So when I say the word imagination, what comes to mind to you? Green? I learned, every year I work with the students in the 7th grade, I get to see students' individual personalities. Hey, you understand my humor now, by now, a little bit? Getting there, kind of. And what they're interested in, and really how they can teach me about culture and tradition up here.
I like to go to powwows because I like to learn about our ancestors at Buffalo and our medicine wheel.
And that's why I work with students, because I want students to learn that they can challenge themselves and they can do what they want to do in life. And they don't have to be what they feel at times. They can feel what they feel, but they don't have to allow it to define them. Now what we want to do is actually, what do you students dream about? I read every one of your essays. And every one of your essays were really powerful. You did 5 paragraphs, Just allow yourself to open up and use these words.
In order, because no one has a perfect life. It's step by step, happy, sad, overthinking, scared.
And we did an exercise using the medicine wheel, and the 4 elements that we put inside the medicine wheel were buffalo, culture, ancestors, and laughter. So tying those 4 things together, and also tying together like an activity that they enjoy, a passion that they have, and then a life dream or goal that they have. So what I want you guys to do after you write those is I want you to write down an activity, something that you're passionate about. So it can be a sport, it can be writing, it can be poetry. And it was just like, wow. And some of these kids are like, I don't have any ceremonies that I do, and I'm not tied to my culture. I don't know those traditions. But then they write a piece where I'm like, it's inside you. That it's just your ancestors and your DNA and in your bones that are pushing through and talking for you.
But the students up here have a lot of depth and character. And sometimes they're shy, but once you start to get to know the students are really outgoing. Oh, whenever you're ready. Take your time.
I just hear something.
What do you hear? Is that this guy breathing?
I hear Colton talking.
Oh! They have a lot of strength and depth and artistic creativity. And it really warms my heart to come up here.
Saying no to what? Drugs, alcohol. What about junk food? Who eats junk food in here? Huh? Who eats Funyuns and hot Cheetos? Me. Of course not. Of course not. Who drinks Pepsi? I don't. You like a good Pepsi, huh?
It's a lot of work. You know, this year we had 21 speakers in the school. I think our first year we maybe had 6 to 8 speakers. So getting 21 speakers into our classrooms and working out the times they could be here. Our guest speakers all have lives of their own, and we have to understand that and try to accommodate them as well. So each year it's been a little more stressful than the last, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't give it up for anything. This project is probably one of the projects that I'm most proud of as an educator.
I think that just thanking everybody that's been a part of this. I know that last time I talked to Mr. Turcotte, we had over 21 guest speakers that have volunteered their time and put their energy into this project. And I think that speaks to what this project has become, is because 21 guest speakers on a project like this is phenomenal. And there's been a lot of people that have donated time and energy and money into this project, and like the medicine wheel that Mr. Hammer's doing with his classes out at the tribal building. And those are the kinds of things that need to be recognized as well, and just thanking everybody that's been a part of it.
Oh, the medicine wheel project. So for the Buffalo project, we do something in my woodshop class every year. And this year, Mr. Turcotte asked me, he said, come up with a project, or if you need help finding someone. I was like, man, I really want to build a medicine wheel out of stones. And instantly his eyes got wide, and he's like, wow, that's a great idea. You know, one thing led to another, and now we have a 70-foot stone medicine wheel going up on tribal grounds right next to the tribal building for hundreds of people to see. For one thing, the biggest thing that they're learning is patience, because yesterday we spent the entire day trying to lay out fabric in 15-mile-an-hour wind, so patience was a big one. But yeah, they're learning landscaping skills, how to work with the community, which is probably the most important thing. They're seeing community members that are volunteering their time and their finances to build something that is going to be here for a long time, hopefully. But so that's super important for them to learn the idea of working together as a community.
At your weather for today on this 13th day of April 2022. As you know, we got hit with a good little winter storm starting yesterday afternoon, went throughout the night, and it's going to continue throughout the day today, possibly tapering off by tonight. So today you're going to be looking at some more heavy snowfall with the total accumulation about 10 to 12 inches. Your winds are going to be about 30 miles.
I want to talk a little bit about the winter storm that rolled through Poplar, Montana on April 13th. I think this winter storm is just another overall example of our students' ability to adapt and overcome. Due to the storm, we had a late start today, 10 o'clock start. Most of the buses were late. Some of them didn't run, but we had students show up today. I talked to a few students today that actually had to walk to school to be here. And I think that's, again, just a true testament of our students and their ability to just get the job done at times when it's very difficult. I hope the winter storm won't have an effect on our buffalo hunt next week. We plan on hunting the buffalo April 22nd, which is Friday. Starting at 8:30 in the morning until whenever we are done. But we all know that the buffalo ranch is up there on the north side, north of Poplar, out on the prairie. All of the moisture, I hope, doesn't, raise Cain with us and not allow us to get up there to our hunt. But again, it just leads us back to the overall ability to adapt and overcome. So if we can't get up there due to the weather, due to the mud, we will get up there the following week, so we will make it work.
If there's one word that I could use to describe the students of Poplar Middle School, it would be resilient. And that's showing through more so now than ever before, because we're coming off of the coattail of a global pandemic. It affected so many people, and it takes resiliency to get through that and to wake up every morning and get dressed and come to school. But we have some of the most resilient kids around.
Being a guy who's taught at a predominantly white school and who's taught at a predominantly native school, the kids here in Poplar have more determination and grit than any kids you'll ever meet, man. Yeah, the kids in Poplar, they're something else for sure, man. They're tough kids, hey, and they go through a lot and they see a lot, and you can't even imagine the stuff that they go through that people shouldn't ever have to go through, even adults. So they're pretty tough kids, man.
The best way to describe the students of Poplar Middle School is resilient. Our students live in very difficult conditions, not all of them, but some of them do. The COVID COVID-19 pandemic has been very difficult for our students as well. And our students continually show us the ability to bounce back from those difficult conditions. So I think resilience is the best way to describe our students at Poplar. Unfortunately, there's a large number of our students here that do not have a male figure in their lives at home. We males here at Poplar Middle School, we try to fill that void. So before you leave today, I want to make sure every one of you personally thank and shake hands with the crew that's here. We do a lot more than teach. We wear many different hats in the school, and teaching is just one of those hats that we wear.
So me and JT, we're going to fake laugh. We're going to show you guys how to do this, and then you guys are going to do this, okay? On 3, we're going to fake laugh, all right? Actually, we're going to have you guys do the countdown. They count down from 3. 3, 2, 1.
Laughter is probably one of the most important aspects of our culture, at least for a person like me. I use laughter every day in my classroom, every day in my personal life. That's how I feel I could reach students the best. And that's how I feel I could get them to let their guard down, is by let's share some laughter.
No, DJ Big Cheesy is what he goes by. Everyone heard that one.
Biggie Cheese.
Look at the way you looked at it. You were like,
DJ
what?
Biggie Cheese is? No.
You don't?
I'm DJ Biggie Cheeses.
I'll show you. You know who DJ Biggie Cheese?
Cheese is my dad.
Because either one
No, I'm not.
paper airplane or JP.
If we could share laughter every day, then we'll feel more comfortable with each other, and I think I can approach you and engage you a lot better, knowing that, hey man, we can laugh together. What show is that on?
Dude, what?
What show is DJ Biggie Cheese?
I can't remember.
It's Ratatouille.
Who needs a pen or pencil?
I think it's on Ratatouille.
I'm gonna go grab
like that guy from Ratatouille.
So laughter is a big part of our culture and a big part of our school here at Poplar.
As I came here to Poplar, I didn't realize that laughter was such a part of this culture, and I realized that laughter means that they like you. So when I'm coming down the hallway and they say, hey, Mrs. Redbird or Mrs. Red Cloud, or give me a high five, I know that I'm welcomed, and I know that the kids like me. And to me, that's huge, because coming here and being from a different tribe, I didn't know anybody.
Things we can't change, we cry about sometimes, or there's all different kinds of outlets. As Native people, we tend to laugh and joke about things, even when it's a non-laughing matter or a non-joking matter. Imagine if you had a really bad toothache and you took like a Tylenol 3 or something and then it went away. That's what laughter does for our people and our community, all right? It's a Tylenol 3 for stuff that hurts.
I'm curious, in your estimation, is there a difference in the type of humor that you see on the reservation as opposed to off the reservation?
Oh man, kids here, man, just the things they've experienced, they can find joy in pretty much anything. And they don't take things as serious either, I feel like, on the res. Where I could be mad at a kid one day and the next day he's gonna come to class and I can joke with him and it's not personal with him, so.
What are some things that you can put in this emotional
Damage.
area?
Due to the weather, our buffalo hunt had to be rescheduled to May 13th. In fact, we were supposed to be hunting the buffalo today. It is what it is, and we'll get through it. And again, it's another example of how our students here at Poplar show resilience. That hey, no matter what's thrown at us, we'll get through it. We'll get the job done. The Buffalo Unity Project affected my life, or still affects my life outside of school every day. As a professional, I hope to continue learning and try to learn something new every day. And the Buffalo Unity Project shed light on how very little I did know about our culture. So it's had a definite effect on my life and wanting to learn more about who I am and where I'm from in terms of culture. So I think the project itself has taken us places that we never expected. We were hoping to do something with our buffalo hunt, but it's grown into something that I've never ever expected it to become.
It's there's a lot that goes into it, that's for sure. These conversations with Mr. Turcotte and I started clear back in October, and we start making phone calls to line up guest speakers, and I've got to write MOUs, and there's emails, and there's contracts that have to be done, and getting everybody on the same sheet of music to be able to pull off a project of this size. And it's going to go even longer than that because of the weather, and we're going to have to come back in May and finish our buffalo hunt and make sure that we finish off this capstone project. But I think that's really what it's become for a lot of middle school students is they look forward to the Buffalo Unity Project. So I think that this is a project that as we continue to grow it, it's only going to get bigger and bigger, and we come up with more ideas every time that we do it.
All right, so everybody get in line in order.
Fall in line. If Quinn's in front of you, they're not going to see you anyway. They go ahead. So just.
I'll be second.
No one's gonna see you anyway.
Oh, nice volunteer. Second.
Yeah, if you want to stay.
Buck, come on over here. We're gonna announce it. Buffalo Unity Project poetry coming at you. Be DJ Big Cheesy in the house.
How do I do this? You said all you have to do is hit page.
Oh, we better.
Here, let me look at it. This is DJ Biggie Cheese coming at you. We have the Buffalo Unity Project poetry. So pay attention, listen up. Here we go. There.
Painting my teeth is a beautiful thing, just like my culture. Learning my culture brings me so much glee. Learning how to paint my culture is beautiful and brings me a lot of glee.
I play games with all my friends. Me and my homies work together to defeat a giant animal. Just like the Native Americans, they had to work together to defeat a big animal like a family. The thunder beings helped protect the natives. The ancestors gave the Native Americans stories to tell to their children and make them feel happy and pass it on in the future.
I go to powwows with my family and I see my friends there.
We go for a walk, we goof around and watch the dancers. It's important to go to a powwow because my ancestors.
The ancestors used the buffalo to stay warm in the winter, and family had powwows. That was our culture. And we had a bunch of people, so we had to kill a bunch of buffaloes to eat and survive.
Our culture gives star quotes at basketball games to honor players and teachers. Our culture draws paintings that contain buffaloes and all other indigenous art. Our culture makes beadwork so people can dance at the powwows. Our culture went from drawing on caves to making ledger art. Our culture is very rich.
Laughter is a fun thing to do. Buffalo play peacefully with their friends. They roam peacefully too. So when the years grow, tell the children about the culture, our ancestors. Soon we'll be like our ancestors.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. DJ Biggie Cheese is out. How'd I do? Okay. Proud of you. You know, going from planning a buffalo hunt to a 3-week unit plan, creating a documentary, writing poetry, writing 5-paragraph essays, studying a buffalo hide and how many linear feet is in a buffalo hide, just it's taken us, the Poplar Middle School, so many different places that I never dreamed of, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be a part of this and help plan it every year. And it's something that I'm very proud to be a part of.
Sorry. I'm gonna give it